So, I can't make thumbnails yet, so I'm just gonna put this at the front of my video. If you like the video, subscribe please. I'm gonna be reading chapter 2 now. I already explained what was the whole situation in my first video, so go watch that if you don't know. But I'm gonna be reading chapter 2, The Cellar, now. Okay. As the ringing subsides in Bethany's ears, his eyes begin to open. He sees absolutely nothing. Hello? Is anyone there? Bethany stopped to think. What the hell happened to my voice? It's so high-pitched. Bethany attempted to stand, but his legs were held in a tight bound. He fell face first into the concrete. Ow! Bethany yelled, his nose dripping blood. Hush down, a voice yelled. It's kind of weird there. Who's there? Bethany whispers. They call me Cher. Looks like your legs are tied there. It rhymes. I can get you out of there for a price. Bethany, knowing full well that he was a broke college student, felt a single tear slip from his eye. How much? He said, his voice shaky. He reached into the back of his pocket until he realized there was nothing except for his flat ass. That'll be $1,000, the woman said, calmly smirking. Bethany jumped at the faint silhouette in the corner of the room. Ah! Get off me! It's kind of hard to understand here, but Bethany jumped at her as in he jumped at her. Not jumping, like in theory, he jumped at her. Bethany's fist landed blow after blow. He sort of felt like he was doing something wrong, but who cared? He didn't. He wasn't gonna pay $1,000 to a stranger he just met, especially when they were both in the same situation. Okay. That was kind of bad. That was bad. Okay. As she lay knocked out, Bethany patted down her pockets. His hand brushed up against something rough and stiff. Bethany perked up. Strange. It's squishy. He tried to take it out of his pocket, but he can't. Wait, this is his hand jerked. I really thought I was the funniest motherfucker in the world back then when I wrote this shit, dude. Oh my fucking god. This is abhorrent. This is stupid. This is actually the worst shit I've ever read. And I wrote it. The fuck was I thinking in 2020? Away from the woman, he reached down in the other pocket nervously. He digs around in the other one. Aha! Bethany thought. A file! He shouted, whispered with glee. Not a thing, shouted whispers. As his celebration stopped, however, when Bethany heard heavy footfalls coming down from the dark hall. What could be making that noise? Bethany thought. You could hear the whole cellar shake and rumble. The footsteps stopped. He heard a raspy and grotesque voice. Although Bethany was far from the voice, he could still smell the must and crust radiating from the man. What bad bird? The man spoke in an uneven and gruff manner, followed by the hard iron door opening and slamming shut. Behind it, there was a clapping of whatever it was. They can't be doing what I think they're doing. He squinted his eyes and scanned the room, trying to take his mind off the people obviously fucking. Bethany saw 6 objects in the distance. He wiggled like a worm. His way there. 5? A nail and 5 hammers? The fuck? Noise grew fuck. Oh my god. I can't keep a straight face. This shit is actually... I'm gonna die. I'm dying. Why did I write this? Why did me and my friends write this? Okay. The noise grew closer, and the cellar door opened. The man loomed all over the room, his stinky breath heavy. Okay. The man called while panting from the 1-meter walk here. As the man laid eyes on Bethany, he drunkenly stumbled towards him. Bethany turned his head up at him, shaking his head. His eyes heated up. I'm not gonna...
just want to kiss your cheeks.
Which cheeks? A chill goes down Bethany's spine. I hope he means my face. He wriggles his arm out of one rope. Bethany, thinking fast, grabs the hammer and slams it into the man's face. But the weirdo grabs it before it hits his face.
You're trying to kiss me?
The man said in quite obviously broken English. It really shows itself that I wasn't very good at writing when there's stuff like this, paired with the fact, how did he jump that chair if both of his arms were tied? And I think that has to do with the fact me and my friends were writing it and we weren't very synchronous. We were just writing what we wanted to write when we were writing it. There was no thought out. This is just a rough draft masquerading as a story, basically. Okay, back to the story.
You trying to kiss me?
Bethany, even though he dropped out of college and never got his English major, knew this was one major dumbass. Bethany shouts, "What's 9 plus 10?" The man paused. Bethany uses this time to reach for the hammer and slam into his head.
21!
Then, fuck, dude. I fucking forgot about that. Yeah, I was a little jokester, wasn't I? I thought I was the funniest motherfucker to ever grace Earth. She is so ass. It's so fucking ass. I don't know if I can do chapter 3. It gets worse. The hammer makes contact. His skull cracks open, but he appears unfazed.
Why's you got to be so mean? All I wanted to do was violate you.
The man screams in pain. His legs kick in the air as he cries on the floor. Bethany uses... Bethany uses the time he has to free his arm to wiggle out the rope. When he got loose, he stumbles up and hesitates to stomp on the guy's head and spill his guts. How? How did he do that? How did he spill his guts? Did he use the hammer? Spill his brains? Do brains count as guts? What the fuck counts as guts? Before he could even do it, he hears more clapping. Not this again. But this time, it wasn't a horny skink. It was Mizu, the horny anime magical girl skink. That was kind of funny. I like that. Standing in the doorway with a crazed look in her eyes that could send Bethany to hell and back. He gulped. She cracked her neck on either side as loud as a firecracker. "Time for surgery!" she exclaimed with the energy of a magical girl. Mizu pulled out a revolver and shot Bethany 6 times. "Ah, don't worry, these are rubber!" Bethany's world faded to pitch black. So, I want to be able to explain myself, but I don't think I can. I think the story explained all that it needed to explain. I'm not like this anymore, so don't think that I'm this type of person. I'm not horrible, and I don't... I'm sorry.